So this was a close one. Man, I am not feeling great, guys. This was a close one. Something happened at the end of the game. What was it? Let's talk about it. It's the Hoops Nerd postgame show. As lose to the Philadelphia 76ers, but it got close. Utah scored like 39 points in the fourth quarter. They were down around 9-10 for most of the game, and then nearly win the game at the very end. Holy cow, this was close. The Sixers have to be a little bit sick because this kind of locks them in. Let's just refresh this here on Tankathon. The Sixers are just kind of locked into this 7th spot. They have to be top 6 to keep their pick. So the fact that they're sitting at 7 and now a game back of Brooklyn, who is not trying to win games, pretty brutal for a Sixers fan in this one. Holy smokes. 2-8 in their last 10. We'll see if they can somehow rise above. I kind of feel like the Pelicans can maybe. Charlotte won their last game. Utah is absolutely on a mission right now. They've lost 5 in a row, and this has been against good teams. So if you look at the Jazz schedule and who they have been playing recently, this is elite level tanking for the Utah Jazz. So Utah loses to the Sixers today, tanking team. Loses to the Raptors yesterday or the last game, tanking team. Loses to the Wizards. Unbelievable 3-game stretch for the Utah Jazz. If you want to talk about competitive, this is competitive. Utah is doing what it takes to win a championship, and this is what it is. And yes, Utah is right now at the literal bottom. When you look at the standings here, literally at the bottom, but that's where you have to go. Because if you get this pick right here, it changes everything. And if you can get 2 of these in 2 years in a row, guess what? You've got yourself all the makings of an incredible team up the road. So Utah, incredible stuff tonight to lose. Just a quick note on the Sixers. They have some nice role players that were signed to basically play with a winning team, and so we shouldn't be all that surprised they were able to outplay the Utah Jazz. You know, Kelly Oubre Jr. is a solid rotation player. He's probably not a starter on a good team, maybe not even a 7th man on a good team, but he can play. Lonnie Walker is a solid rotation player that helped the Lakers win some games. Adem Bona, or however you say that, was incredible tonight. He had 5 blocks, 14 rebounds, 14 points, just a monster night for him. He's an example of how you can find nice players, especially centers in the draft. Just draft the athlete. He's a big-time athlete. I think Dre talked about it in our live stream on Playback, but he was just an incredible athlete at UCLA. And if you're in the 2nd round and you got a 2nd-round pick and there's a big-time athlete like him on the board, take him. And you might be surprised what you get. I mean, yes, the center position is more important today than it's been in the past, like the last 10, 15 years. But, you know, you can still, it's almost like you pay for like elite level play where you're talking about like the Jokic's, I guess when he was healthy, the Joel Embiid, sorry, Sixers fans. But then at that point, it's like, do you really want to pay mid-level money for center? Probably not. Unless, you know, I don't know. It's a tough position to pay and to draft for because you don't want to waste your top picks on it. You're probably wanting to draft mid first for a high-level center, at least a high-level athlete. I don't know. Anyways, they also have Quentin Grimes, who was awesome tonight. 25 points, 6 assists. I don't know why. Of all this, you know, there were multiple surprising trades by the Dallas Mavericks recently. This was one of them. Trading Quentin Grimes. I don't know. He was really nice for them. I don't get it because he was nice tonight and really helped the Sixers team win. Not a lot for the Utah Jazz tonight. Utah has some interesting things happen. Isaiah Collier, 29 minutes. He was 4 for 10 from the field. But look at this, plus 23 for Isaiah Collier. That's a nice little sign. And then he gets another nice assist night. We haven't had a big assist night from Collier in a little bit. So nice to see him get 10 assists tonight, 5 rebounds, almost triple-double watch. The turnovers, though, is the issue. He's got to clean that up, but that's what rookies do. So Isaiah Collier improving. Nice to see. And there's just not a lot of players on the floor helping them win games. So to see him continue to get these assists, to continue to play like that is a nice sign for his future. And here's the thing, guys. These games are tough. Like a lot of you probably aren't watching all these games if you're just catching the post game to kind of find out what happened. But, it's tough right now. This is a sim to end season, and Utah plays Boston tomorrow. So, you got to just enjoy the little things. And one of the little things I'm enjoying is just the passing from Collier. He's really solid. And I feel like his defense can get there. That's the question, though. Can he be an elite defender? Probably not elite, but can he be above average? I think so. The story of this one outside, KJ Martin actually had a pretty decent night. 14 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. And he's super athletic. Look at that, 5 for 8 from the field. That's just athlete stuff. But look at Kyle Filipowski, who dang near won the game at the end, where he was just knocking down 3 after 3. He hit a bunch at the beginning, cooled off between the 20s, and then at the end of the game, he got hot again. Ends the game 50% from the field, 44% from 3, and 5% from the free throw line. 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. Him and Collier were both big positives, and Sensabaugh. Sensabaugh started hitting threes tonight again. Look at that, 4 for 7. Pretty nice to see how nice Filipowski has become offensively. He is an absolute shooter. After tonight, I wonder if he hits the 40% mark. Let's see. He's at 39 right now. 39 even. So just absolutely shooting the lights out for a rookie. And the cool thing about that for Filipowski is he was not considered a great shooter coming out of the draft. That was one of his big question marks. Could he spread the floor come NBA time? And absolutely. I think he has to be a power forward in the end. I don't think he can rim protect at all. But I think he can defend at the 4. So if you've got him shooting threes at this level, really nice to see. You can maybe slide him over to the 5 at times, so he becomes a pretty versatile player. But this shooting is awesome, and then you combine that with the passing and rebounding. 3 steals is not anything to scoff at either. So really got to be happy with that. Keontae George is struggling a little bit lately. I'm not really going to talk about Johnny Juzang because I just don't know. I guess he had some moments tonight. 3 for 7 from 3 is pretty good. 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 15 points. I don't know. But Keontae George is struggling, and nights like tonight are a little bit tough. They look a little tired. I don't think you want to just take one game, but he's been playing pretty darn well as a 6th man, and I think next season will be fun to watch him do the same thing. And if he can continue to, his 3-point percentage has gone from 33 last year, 34 this year. Can he get it up to 36 either by the end of this year or next season? Then you're looking at a really nice 6th man that also passes the ball. I mean, he is just throwing the ball around. Tonight, just 3 assists, but he just assists the ball in really nice ways. Once in a while, he'll throw a pass that's just beautiful. 3 assists, 3 steals for Keontae, 6 rebounds. He's always going to be judged by his shooting because that's his job, is scoring. So tonight, not good enough with 35% from the field and 30% from 3. He has to get better. Next year is going to be a big year for him because that's contract year. And if he does well, then Utah will invest. If he doesn't, the Utah Jazz will, we'll see what happens. They'll still probably invest, but he's not going to make as much money as I'm sure he probably hoped. Cody Williams continues to be a little passive for my taste, but in 16 minutes, he was 50% from the field, 1 for 2 from 3. He's knocking down those corner threes. He had 4 rebounds. I definitely would like to see him just be more and more aggressive, show some stuff. He's going to need an offseason to just continue to develop, and I think he's going to need a lot of time, if we're just being honest. I think there's a world where he can kind of develops himself into a rotation player. No question that's a possibility, but he's got to be just more aggressive and just work on every aspect of his game, especially just getting stronger, because I think he can be a nice defender. I'm not out on Cody Williams at all, and we need Cody Williams next year. It's going to be fun to watch Utah bring in more length, more athleticism, more young talent next year. It's going to be fun, and Cody Williams is going to be a part of that. Svi Mikhailiuk played 19 minutes, but was not good, minus 29. And then Micah Potter, he hit some threes, but look at that, minus 19 for him as well. Guys, this was an incredibly successful tank night for the Utah Jazz because they come out of this now locking in that 2 spot over Charlotte. Charlotte, I'm kind of curious. Let's do this. Let's look at the schedule. And let's look at today's Sunday. What's Monday got? So Utah plays Boston tomorrow. We got Wizards Raptors. I mean, you never know. The Wizards have been winning more games. Look at this. Wizards are 4-6 in their last 10. Toronto also. So, this is probably a Raptors win, but you never know. The Raptors might be just trying to full tank as well. And then Hornets play the Heat, who are not very good. The Heat are just pretty bad. In fact, what have the Heat been doing recently? Miami, just so unimpressive. Look at that. Number 11, they've lost 3 in a row, 4-6 in their last 10. They're just terrible, too. Just so terrible. Lakers probably beat the Nets. Sixers play the Hawks tomorrow. They'll be happy to get that loss. Anything else of interest to Jazz fans? I guess we're rooting for the Kings because we want them to pass up the Minnesota Timberwolves, who, by the way, dang it, New Orleans loses to Memphis, and then Minnesota blows out San Antonio. Not unexpected. Sorry, guys, I'm not feeling good again. I caught something again. I'm so sick of getting sick, guys. It's so frustrating because I just want to, be healthy. What in the world? Please stop getting me sick, everyone. Please, please, please. I think that's all I got tonight, guys. I don't feel great. I'm not going to lie. This is a flu game for me. But let's give a shout out to our All-Stars tonight. Thank you so much. Steve, what did you have to say? Baby steps. Fee and Micah, co-tank commanders. Absolutely. All right, let's just give a shout out to our All-Stars tonight. Christian House Money to Haas. Cam Bam, thank you, man. Ryan Edward Perry, the legend. I Believe in Steve, Jazz Exile. Baby Elliot Matson. See ya, Alexa later. Jordan the Goat Besterol. Austin R. Grant, editor extraordinaire. KG10 to TH5. And Patrick Akubo, the connoisseur. Guys, if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel and for joining. You guys are here with rock bottom. I don't want to hear anyone say, Utah's going to be bad next year, according to Sarah Todd. The biggest thing from her latest article, go read the Deseret News. It's an important piece. We got to talk about it. But I think we're trading Lauri Markkanen next year because Utah is just nowhere near contending, and they cannot risk being better than the bottom 8 next year. They just can't. And according to Sarah Todd, she put it in basically all caps. Utah wants to keep their pick next year. And the only way Utah keeps their pick is if they're bottom 8. Otherwise, it goes to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And Utah does not want to be the Philadelphia 76ers giving their pick to the Thunder. The Thunder are going to get a number 7, 8, or 9 pick this season again. It's crazy. Utah needs to trade Markkanen to get more of these sweet picks. And honestly, they probably got to think about Kessler a little bit because you've got to be bottom 8. And Kessler's a really, really solid high-level starter in the NBA. And Utah's got to figure this out because the core superstar of this team has not been drafted. And Utah needs 2 core stars and at least 1 superstar to win a championship. You need your Batman and your Robin. And Utah right now has... what does Utah have? Utah has Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Utah has Brack. For all the Space Ghost fans, Utah has Brack right now. We need Batman and a Robin. And, I would trade every single player on this team to get that. And by the way, let me know in the comments, if you could trade Lauri Markkanen and get the number 4 and get VJ Edgecombe. Let's say Utah wins a top 3 pick and you get Ace Bailey. And then do you trade up and get the number 4 and get VJ Edgecombe? Because I would. If Lauri Markkanen can get you VJ Edgecombe. Yeah, we got Commissioner Gordon. That's freaking, that's Danny Ainge, Steve. Danny Ainge is putting out the bat signal. He is trying to get our Batman. And that man is Cooper Flag. And if that bat signal works... oh my gosh, Utah will have a Batman. And then next year's draft, guys, you got to go start looking at the tape. Cam Boozer, Darren Peterson, and AJ DeBonsa. And we don't even have clear vision on other prospects that are going to rise. Utah just has to get there. And it is, everyone talks about well, you're not going to get the best return and blah, 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 blah. The most important asset for the Utah Jazz right now is their own pick and maximizing that pick, because you put that pick in the top 3 in a draft like this, they become exponentially valuable because you're getting a superstar that you wouldn't normally get. So that's what Utah's doing. That's the right thing to do. And if you want to win a championship, this is what it takes. It takes sacrifice. It is what it is. But we're going to be here the whole way. And how much sweeter will be our joy after feeling the bitterness of these losses? How much sweeter will that championship joy be once we get there, when you do the sacrifice that it takes? Sacrifice is a part of life. It's a part of everything. We're not going to get religious, but sacrifice is a part of that too. And you don't get to where you want to be without sacrifice. The biggest problem you can have in life, in politics, in sports, is going too fast and trying to get rich quick. It doesn't work, guys. It doesn't work. All right, let's start the music, okay? Okay, so Utah. Oh, I already did the shoutouts already. I must be a little delirious. We got to see if we win the thing tonight. Look, Utah's at 2, which means the worst they can do is 6. Incredible. All right, let's see what would happen if the Utah Jazz, if the lottery was today. Boom! Utah gets the number 2. We don't get Cooper Flagg, but we get our choice of Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey. And something tells me Utah's going Ace Bailey there at number 2. Wink, wink, wink. Guys, that's incredible, because of all the, Ace Bailey in his last game had like 7 rebounds, 3 blocks, 2 steals. He's looking like that two-way 6'10" wing that Utah has wanted forever. I'm pretty darn excited. And who knows, maybe they get something from the Pelicans in a situation like this, where they want Dylan Harper, and Utah puts it out there they want Dylan Harper, and then they get like a pick. I don't know. We've seen Danny Ainge do some cool stuff with that, like with what he did with Jason Tatum, right? So, all right, guys. Like I said, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I will talk to you